Yo, what's up? I'm Ant, and I'm joined by my friend. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Christian. Here today, talk about Monday Night Raw. Let's get it.
Is this episode 5 for you, sir?
It is. It is.
Episode 5. This is episode like fucking 100, more than 100. Do have I done
Like almost
something for
300.
me? I have to say
Almost
again how
300.
many. I was just bragging today that the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast is in the top 5 most shared podcasts globally.
Hell yeah.
That's insane.
That
That's a
is
pretty
insane.
big deal.
That is really big
Podunk
deal.
little podcast here. Um, So fuck everybody. Do what you got to do. Um, so yeah, we are the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your current WWE pay-per-view champion and the greatest WWE pay-per-view champion of all time. There have been many before me, a couple maybe after me, but I will always be the most dominant and the best pay-per-view champion of all time. And Christian, you'll have a shot at this at the Royal Rumble. But until then, you can just be excited to acknowledge your WWE
Ooh, everyone will be
pay-per-view
acknowledging
champion.
me. They're
Yeah,
gonna be acknowledging me after the Royal Rumble.
they'll be acknowledging you as the person who lost the pay-per-view predictions. And
Ooh, we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see.
so we'll see. But anyways, that's exciting. That's coming up. So yes, I can't believe we're already at Royal Rumble season. It seems
Yo,
like
Royal Rumble's my favorite pay-per-view of the year. I know WrestleMania's up there for me, obviously, but Royal Rumble to me is more important than WrestleMania just because the Royal Rumble is what starts the build to WrestleMania. So I'm very excited. Royal Rumble is my favorite
mm,
time of the year.
it's the big surprise entrances. It's all the, but again, we talked about this on the last, I don't know if it was the last episode or maybe the SmackDown. Yeah, I think it was the last episode. How they just sort of announced everybody last year and we kind of like the
I
surprise
know.
better.
And they need a
Hopefully they don't
surprise.
do it.
Like I said, if they would have kept Mickey James coming in as a surprise, she would have got an insane pop.
By the way, this is just a little quick intro. We're covering Raw tonight from December 5th, 2022. But there's a lot of wrestling happening this weekend, right? We got Ring of Honor Final Battle Saturday at 4 p.m., right? Uh NXT Deadline, is that Saturday too, or is that Sunday? I think that
I
might be
believe
Saturday.
that's Saturday.
Wow. So that's just a clusterfuck of wrestling. A lot of fun. I don't know anything much about Deadline. Just some of the matches, I guess. But other than that,
And then we still got regular Friday Night SmackDown followed by Rampage. Um, so yeah,
a lot of stuff happening.
it's a good I know it's and NXT deadline should be good. I mean the New Day, they just added the New Day maybe to I don't think they're gonna win. They're just there to put the other team over, but I don't know. I'll watch it. I might watch Final Battle. It's kind of interesting that they're doing Final Battle the same day as NXT because it's kind of like, Ring of Honor is like the B show of AEW because
I
like
get it.
Tony Khan owns Ring of Honor, and then NXT is like the B show of WWE because like Shawn Michaels is running it. So like the AEW definitely did that on purpose or whatever. But hey, man, it's a good week for wrestling fans. I'm a
Mhm.
wrestling fan, so I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm more excited for Final Battle though, the double dog collar
Yeah,
match.
so am I.
You know,
That was announced yesterday. I'm excited to see if Claudio beats Jericho. I'm hoping Claudio beats Jericho. Shout out William Regal. He's done. Yesterday was his last appearance on AEW.
yep, I saw that.
So
Interesting. A lot's happening, man.
a lot is happening, man. CM Punk. Well, there was talks about CM Punk going to like he wants when he gets out of his contract, he can't appear on TV for a year.
Mhm.
So like if he does go to WWE, which is like the same thing that's going on with William Regal, which I think it's bullshit on Tony Khan's behalf that he's, has that in the contract. It's not fair, to not be able to you have to miss a whole year of, TV time because you want to go to another company and you're just doing what's best for you. And I don't know, I think it's bullshit, but it's whatever. Um, I feel like WWE is gonna take over. I feel like a lot of people in AEW, once their contracts do go up, with the exception of like John Moxley and Jericho, because they just re-signed. I feel like a lot of these guys will go to WWE. or a lot of the ex-WWE people that are in AEW, I think they will go back to
Go back.
WWE.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah,
too.
once their contract's up, or at least talk about it, at least think about it now that Hunter's Triple H is back. So, and it's a really good time to be a wrestling fan right now. It's very interesting. It's like never before. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too, sir. Well, still excited because we're going to take our first break of the night. When you come back, we're going to be covering all things Monday Night Raw from December 5th with the Usos opening the show. Stay tuned. We will be right back. One. What's up? We are back. I'm Ant. I'm joined by the Dragon. Introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Christian. I'm Christian. Let's get it. Monday Night Raw, baby.
Monday Night Raw from February, or I'm sorry, December 5th, 2022, in Washington, D.C., our city capital. What kind of conspiracy shenanigans are going to happen here? They're going to be having sex on the Capitol wing. Or not Capitol wing. Where is it? The Oval Office. That's it, where the people have sex. Well, we start the show and we see the bloodline come out to the ring, and we see footage of the bloodline arriving backstage. Matt Riddle slides by on his scooter, and Solo Sikoa attacks Elias, and the bloodline attack Elias and toss him into pipes outside. So obviously Elias is hurt, and the Usos pretty much said, you came to see the bloodline compete to after the attack. Wait, what? You came to see the bloodline compete. Okay, he says so they can't really compete after the attack that they gave the Usos. Or I'm sorry, they gave Riddle and Elias. Well, more so Elias. We can look forward to defending the titles. Um, the other twos, we are the ones. Riddle comes out and Riddle says that wasn't cool taking out my partner. It's not very Usy of you, and of you guys to run from a challenge. Sammy says, I'm a certified Usologist, and I'll tell you what is or isn't Usi. Solo destroying Elias is Usi, and the Usos being the longest reigning tag team champions in history, that is Usi.
That is Zeus. Yeah.
So unless you want to suffer the same fate as your partner, you should go home. Riddle's like, well, I found a tag partner, and me and this guy don't get along much, but we both hate the bloodline. And that's when Kevin Owens comes out. I was excited. He's like my cousin from Canada or something, so I was happy to see him. So now we have the Undisputed Tag Champions, the Usos, with Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa defending against Matt Riddle and Kevin Owens. Here are some quick notes on this match. Kevin nails a cannonball in the corner to Jimmy and gets a 2 count. The Usos nail a double flapjack, blah, 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 to Matt Riddle and gets a 2 count. Jay nails a big neck breaker to Riddle and gets a 2. Solo gets in Kevin Owens' face, and Riddle dives onto Solo outside. But the Usos get the win after a 1D to Riddle. And after the match, the Usos attack Riddle until Kevin Owens chases the bloodline to the back with a steel chair. However, while that happens, Solo attacks Riddle and nails a Samoan spike to the throat of Riddle, then nails a running hip attack. And then Solo grabs a chair, puts it around Riddle's neck, and then runs a running hip attack in the corner to Riddle. So we then see Riddle stretchered out. So it seems like there's more action after the match than there was during.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on the match? And I was happy to see Solo do the Samoan spike for Umaga, but what are your thoughts?
Hell yeah. So Matt Riddle getting Kevin Owens is a much bigger upgrade than Elias. Obviously, KO is a much bigger and better start compared to Elias, Ezekiel, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Owens and Riddle, I don't really think we've seen them tag team before, so it was definitely different and unique to see them tag team. But I thought it was a very good match. The Usos, they're always shining. They always get a lot of time to show how good they are. Riddle, he's always fun to watch. You know, if I don't know why they're handing out so many like tag team championships to, especially when like they're giving it to like teams that aren't teams. Like I
I
would like to
see.
Yeah, like I would like to see like Street Profits or like a actual team who hasn't had a shot in a long time actually get a shot for the titles. But they're defending it this Friday night on SmackDown against Sheamus and Butch. So I had a feeling the match was, not gonna end in the favor of Riddle and Owens. Um, every time the Usos, like I mentioned, every time they're on TV, they always put on very, very good matches. Um, you know. It was a good match. Solo doing the tribute to Umaga was very cool of him. It was one day after his death anniversary, so I definitely want to see Solo, be more by himself. He keeps continuing to get booked like a destroyer, but hasn't really had matches. So I would really like to see him go by himself. But overall, this is a good match, good segment to start, and I was very happy when I saw uh Solo do the Samoa Spike for Umaga because I was a very as much as he scared me back in the day, because I was like kind of a kid, I was a good huge fan of Umaga. So good
Umaga,
match.
the Samoan bulldozer, the
He
beast,
was
man.
I didn't like how they changed his gimmick after like he kind of like they changed his theme song kind of like before he left the WWE before he passed away. He he they kind of started to change his gimmick a little bit, but he was very very good. I very enjoyed watching Umaga.
Yeah, he had a great match at the Royal Rumble with Cena, and
Oh
I
yeah,
think
and
that was '07.
he had a really good feud with Cena. He had a really good match with Batista at Mania. He had a
Yep.
good match with Lashley at Mania. So he's had some big man WrestleMania matches and looked pretty good. They didn't win any of them, but he lost both of them. But
He still looked good in them. So,
yeah,
speaking of looking good, I agree. So, I was happy to see the Usos get the win. You did mention Butch and Sheamus gets to, or I'm sorry, Butch and is it? Yeah, Butch and Sheamus, right?
Bush and Sheamus, yeah.
Yep, taking on the Usos for this WWE tag titles. That's happening this Friday on SmackDown. But moving on, the Judgment Day are backstage, and Rhea Ripley just says those ladies are not Rhea Bloody Ripley. When I move on to Belair, the whole women's locker room will be calling me mommy, and she whispers to Dominic, and I bet Christian would like to call Rhea mommy at some point.
I love her, man. She's dominant, and I think once she gets that belt around her waist, man, it's gonna be awesome. Especially, and I definitely think it would be cool also for them to give Rhea the belt because when was the last time we had like a heel women's champion? Becky was the champion before, I guess, but she's more babyface than
Still
heel.
Ronda right now.
Fuck Ronda Rousey.
Here, I'm trying to
Fuck
forget
Ronda
her.
Rousey.
I know.
Fuck Ronda Rousey.
I know. Well, we then move on to JBL's Poker Invitational. To be honest, dude, I watched a little bit of this. We see Dexter Loomis
This is
show up
stupid.
with Johnny Gargano. They have money. JBL's all excited. He's like, welcome, let's get the party started. We'll move on because we see more of this later on the night.
Yeah, this is stupid.
We then get our first triple threat matches of the night. The winner of this match will take on the winner of the main event next week on Raw to find out Bianca Belair's challenger for the Raw Women's title. And Bailey walks out to the ring and Becky Lynch comes out, but she's in the crowd. And Becky says, hey, Bailey, I was in the merchandise stands thinking of how fun last week was. Did you know it's been 3 years since we faced one another? She says, I don't think we scratched the surface of what we can do. You held the company on your back in the Thunderdome era. I came back and you were gone. You came back and I was gone. And Bailey's like, you don't need to tell us our history. Stop reminiscing about the past. Think about you think you could do what you want. When you're here, the spotlight is all about you. I care about the WWE, and all you care about is yourself. I'm looking out for the future. You just see yourself. You have people have no respect for what I'm trying to do for this place. Then Becky says, well, you say that damage control has been successful, but I see two champions and one loser. And I've been saying this for months at this point now, the fact that Bailey keeps losing. Becky says, but I hope you win your match tonight and finally you can make more history if you're woman enough to face the man. And then this is when my juices got a little flowing and not in that sexual way, Christian. I'm not stop being a perv. Rhea Ripley comes out and just stares down Becky Lynch, and this was a really, really, in my opinion, good steer down because Rhea goes to leave and then she just walks right back. Becky was not intimidated at all. You can see Becky was smiling.
Right.
And Becky was smiling because she knows this is gonna be big money. This is gonna be good. I was like, so all right, let's sort of like unpack the things here. What do you think about Becky? Like, do you agree with her about Bayley being a loser, or do you think Bayley?
No, not necessarily because she held that SmackDown Women's title for so long, and her character is so good. She gets a crowd reaction every single time. The crowd is fully invested to her. Um, I definitely think she's the best heel in the female business. I'm sorry, let me take that back. She is definitely the best female heel in the WWE in the Raw Women's division. So I would like to see Bayley actually get a championship opportunity, but I'm before that I do want to see Bayley and Lynch have some type of feud because they were good friends back in the day, four horsewomen. Um, they're really both good at their roles. They both get strong reactions from the crowds. So when they have the chance to get their match, I truly think it will live up to the hype. As of Rhea Ripley and Becky, that was really interesting to see because I don't really know what Rhea Ripley has much to do with all of this because she's doing her thing with the Judgment Day right now and she's kind of with Dominik Mysterio and they're having their feud with Ray or whatever they're doing or the OC. So it's definitely interesting to see Rhea come out and I don't know what they're gonna do with this, but Rhea and Becky would be awesome. Bayley and Becky would be awesome. So whatever they do with this, it's gonna be good. But I do agree with you. They should have Bayley, win more because she is better what the crowd makes her seem. And
Mhm.
last week she came on and was saying you guys don't respect me, and as much as I don't like Bayley too much, I have to agree with her. I just do. She's good at what she does. She gets something and she does the best with it. So I don't know. I like Bayley.
I do too. I was happy. I went hard when she won her title because I think I was there when she won her first SmackDown Women's Championship.
Oh wow.
Uh, but let's talk about the match between. So the match is Bayley
And she
versus.
won it and I was just talking about. I'm
Yep.
sorry to cut you off, but
No, she did. Bayley taking on Rhea Ripley and Asuka in a very competitive, very good match. Just some quick notes. Asuka and Rhea send um uh Bayley shoulder. I'm sorry, Asuka and Bayley send Rhea Ripley shoulder first into the ring post. Bayley sends Asuka into the railing, and Rhea with nails a jumping clothesline to Bayley. Asuka nails a code breaker to Rhea and gets a two. Asuka kicks both women and applies an ankle lock to Bayley. However, Rhea headbutts Bayley and Asuka Germans Bayley. A lot of action going on here. Rhea tells Bayley she can't boss her around like damage control. The two fight in the ring. Asuka comes and nails a flying double code breaker on both women. However, that doesn't get it. The win for her. Bayley nails a Bayley to belly to Asuka. Rhea breaks it up. Rhea drops Asuka face first and gets a 2 count. Rhea then goes for a cannonball to Bayley outside, but misses. And Asuka kicks Bayley, misses a drop kick, and Bayley lands a rose plant. After the match, Rhea attacks Asuka and nails a riptide. So we kind of just went over Bayley, so we can't really talk much about this, but I was interested to see Rhea attack Asuka after the match. Sort of no reason, in my opinion, but
right, it was just a
uh,
cheap shot.
yeah,
She was just upset. I thought it was a good match. Though, the crowd wasn't into it as much as usual. I don't know why. I was very much into it.
me
Um,
too.
but I'm happy Bayley got the win. I like her a lot, like I just mentioned. I don't know what else to say because I kind of just talked a lot about
Yeah,
Bayley. So
we can move on.
I don't want to keep talking about Bayley. The only thing I want to say is that was a cheap shot. I don't know why.
It was random. Maybe they'll have like a feud for a little bit, and then they'll.
I don't know.
All
They're all
right,
having kind of like individual feuds, but then they're teaming up together. It's all kind of weird.
it's
I feel like
weird.
the whole Raw Women's division's kind of like they're all involved in like the same storyline.
Yeah.
literally even their champion. So like I don't know. This is very weird to me. They need to do something with this because we can't have the entire Raw women's division, let alone your champion, all involved in the same storyline. And the worst thing is Bianca Belair really doesn't do much because she really doesn't defend her title. And when she does defend her title, who does she really defend it against? Her last real opponent was Becky, and she got hurt.
Yeah. I feel you, man. She fought Sonya Deville, and that was terrible. Um, Speaking of someone who doesn't do terrible matches, though, Seth freaking Rollins comes out. I hate that they call him freaking at this point, but it's okay. And he pretty much calls out Bobby Lashley. And Lashley comes out and Seth says, "You haven't been the same since you lost to Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel." Seth says, "Are you scared of Brock?" Um, Lashley says, "You're trying to rattle me again." Seth says, "If you're not afraid of Brock, maybe you're jealous of him because he had the career you wish you had." That's when Lashley
Ooh.
grabs Seth Rollins and Lashley says, "This is about you and me." And Seth says, "This title won't fill the void that you know you can't beat Brock Lesnar. If you don't get your temper right, beating you will be easier than before." And that's when Lashley punches Seth. The two brawl outside. Referees separate the two, and Lashley accidentally spears P. Williams, who is an agent for WWE or producer, whatever you want to call it. And they're sort of building for this number one contenders match next week on Raw. Uh, what do you think? I have a feeling we're gonna see Lashley versus Lesnar at Mania, which I'm okay to see. But this is true. It looks like Lesnar is Lashley's kryptonite, and he gets mad every time he's mentioned. What do you think about this promo?
The story between Rollins and Lashley, I I like it. I keep saying this with, a lot of these like storylines, and the reason I keep saying it is because, we are entering a new year. We are entering the Royal Rumble, but I'm gonna say it again. I hope they do something with this. I'm very interested in what they see. I don't think the United States Championship should be involved. Um, because the storyline doesn't really need the United States Championship. I like Theory having the United States Championship, because it's rebuilding his character, and I personally do think Theory will be he will be the next big thing. I know no one really wants to hear that.
I,
Um,
I agree
but
with you. I
but the
like Theory.
but the storyline's good, man. Rollins, he's kind of had some storylines that kind of been like iffy. Uh, you know, for example, the Matt Riddle one didn't really make sense to me because it was kind of short and like they kind of had like one match over it. But like ever since the Cody uh storyline, I feel like Rollins hasn't been like used very well. Regardless of him being in the United States Championship, I still don't think he was very, very booked well. So
I
I
do
I'm ex
think,
I like this what they're doing with him and Lashley.
and I think we'll make this be one of our categories for the Slammies, our Slammy Award, which we'll talk more about in our next episode. I think, in my opinion, when it comes to pay-per-view matches, Seth Rollins has been Mr. Pay-per-view this year.
Absolutely.
But I do agree with you, the storylines, but the matches, though, we all, well, we all, I can't speak for you, but I can speak for me. I went hard with. So yeah, but
Oh yeah,
I agree
he's
with you,
had
man.
some really good matches, and even the matches he lost, they were outstanding.
100%. Well, speaking of outstanding, I like to segue into things, sir. If you notice, uh, our actual United States champion Austin Theory is backstage, and Mustafa Ali shows up, and Theory tells Ali to quit while he's ahead. Ali says, "Unlike you, I actually had to earn title shots," and Theory says, "Let's do it tonight. But after this, I don't want to see or hear from your sorry ass again." So Ali just loses his opportunity in the World's Cup, and now is going to take on Austin Theory.
I don't
Um,
like Ali. Um, I don't like Ali. I liked him when he was in 205 Live when he had his whole like laser like mask gimmick. I don't like
yeah,
Ali. They did this match without no build up. Um, The promo was done good, but they did it with no build up. And then I just don't like Ali. That's all I gotta say about the promo.
I agree. We then see another shot of the Poker Invitational, which again I didn't really pay much attention to. I know that there's shenanigans obviously going
Right.
on.
No, this poker game was just a way to set matches for random opponents like Mysterio and Tozawa. So it was stupid. But go ahead. I'm sorry to cut
No,
you off.
dude, you're totally fine. That helped because I was having a coughing fit. So I appreciate um yeah, I don't get why they did this, but it happened. We then get our US title match, the champion Austin Theory defending against Mustafa Ali. Ali nails a Hurricane Rana and dive to the outside. Theory launches Ali into the post and railing. Ali nails a tornado DDT and gets a two. Theory ties Ali up in the corner and kicks away at him. However, Dolph Ziggler runs into the ring and attacks Theory. After the match, Ali yells at Ziggler until Theory attacks both men, and Theory nails an A-Town down on Ziggler.
You know,
Um,
if
what was the
they're
point?
if they're listen, if they're building Ziggler versus Theory for the United States Championship, I'm so fucking with that.
No, I am
Ziggler's
too.
so good. Ziggler he has been Ziggler's been in I don't think people like realized like Dolph Ziggler's really been in the WWE for
Mm,
so long.
mm.
Everything they ask him to do, nails it. Nails it. He's so good on the mic. He knows the business very well. I'm
Yep.
happy to see Dolph Ziggler back. The match was good and took disqualification finish. Ziggler has wrestled Theory in the past, so there is history. But like I said, man, Ziggler, this is this is Ziggler's time, and I hope he doesn't just kind of do what he did with this NXT run, kind of like win a championship, have it for a couple weeks, lose it, disappear again, come back again. I feel like he just keeps coming and disappearing.
I
Like
just hope they don't do a triple threat match where it's like, all
no,
right,
Ali's
you
stupid.
know,
They don't need him involved in this.
well, not even him, but like they're gonna have Rollins versus Lashley, and then the winner's gonna take on Theory,
Right,
and then they
right.
might do, it's just like. But I also just feel like with this situation, Ziggler should have gotten the upper hand. He just comes back and he gets attacked after he attacked Theory. Like it just didn't make sense. But Theory is the champion. He has this more aggressive side. I am a big fan of Ziggler, so I am
Oh
glad to
yeah,
see
me
him get
too.
involved. Um, all right, we see the Miz backstage talking to JBL, and JBL tells the Miz that he hasn't paid off his debts. Everyone has to pay to get in. We then see Dexter Loomis stealing money in the poker game. I'm just gonna skip over this because really nothing to say about it. We then see Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair backstage, and Belair says Bayley was impressive, and she stays ready, so she doesn't have to get ready. Good for her. Um, Another match happens. The OC has Mia Yim, and they're taking on Baron Corbin and the Alpha Academy with JBL and Christian. I did not watch this. I'm not gonna lie. I
Right,
just
good.
didn't really care. But the OC get the win after Gallows and Harrison land a Magic Killer. Um, I guess good just to see all these guys compete. Really, nothing
I
much.
was just gonna say it was a competitive match. You know, with all six guys getting plenty of, we don't really see, well, we see these guys get plenty of time every week, but we don't really see like the OC go against like Gable or like whatever. So it was cool to see. The match was, I thought it was very boring. I don't care. I'm the same
Yeah,
thing as you. I didn't care. It's not a surprise Gable took the pin because he's Shorty G. He's the smallest guy on the team. Um, maybe you know, and Gallows and Anderson winning was like giving them momentum as a tag team. But I would like to see them enter the tag team division. They can still be the OC, they can still, be a clique. But I definitely would like to see, the OC kind of compete in the tag team division a little more. Mia Yim, she's back now. We know what she can do, so I would like to
yeah,
see her back in singles action. And same thing with AJ Styles, man. AJ Styles is a hell of a performer, and excuse me, I think he could have some really, really good feuds with, you know, I thought him and Finn Balor could have had a better feud, but Like I said, there's really not too much to say about this match because I wasn't personally interested, just like you said. But I'm
Yeah,
hoping the OC that makes like a tag team division run or something like that.
I agree. I like to see the OC get involved in tactile shot. They haven't really done much since they've come back, and that's not their fault. So I like
Right.
to see that happen. Um, yeah, again, not much for me. Baron Corbin's really do it. No offense to him. I just
Nope,
don't really
I
buy
don't. I
into
don't
him.
like him at all. And I'm not a fan of Baron Corbin. Not even just because he's a heel, just because he doesn't. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Some of his promos are like, they're good, like when he has promos, but like he doesn't interest me.
He's boring.
He's boring, and the only reason I'm watching is because I really like JBL. I was a huge JBL fan
A
back in
wrestling god.
'06. Oh,
JBL is my moniker. That's why I go by
dude, I
all the
tried to
time.
say hi to
Italian
him
god.
when I went to Monday Night Raw because and he just like he told me to like shut up or something.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
okay, like I love you. I literally said, JBL, I love you. You're my favorite. And he was like, shut up. I was like, okay,
There you go.
shit.
Well, that's awesome. That's perfect. You got told shut up by JBL. That's
No, I'm not
awesome.
complaining. I'm not complaining.
That's so sick. Think about it. Think about how many times he made fun of people, and you're someone that he just totally made fun of.
Rhea Ripley, some guy was like, I'm your poppy. And then Rhea Ripley was like, no, you're not.
Yeah, she
No,
wasn't
you're
playing
not.
with,
Rhea
not with
Ripley's,
him.
she's so hot,
Well,
man.
Alexa Bliss is backstage, and we see the Bray Wyatt logo go off, and Lily is with her, and I'm like, damn, we're doing this Lily thing again.
Right.
But no, that's all there is with that. We then see
Stupid
Candice
segment.
LeRae. It's been a really strange Raw with like the randomness of just the back,
I know.
like just backstage, backstage, backstage. Like, can we fucking get to the action? That's what she said. Um, so Candice LeRae is backstage, getting interviewed, and Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis shows up, and they talk about spending all of the money that Loomis got from the Miz. Uh, I'm sure we could talk about this next match with the amount of time that we have before we go to our last break. Akira Tozawa taking on Dominik Mysterio with Judgment Day members backstage. Dominic nails the three amigos. Tozawa lands a Shining Wizard and gets a 2. Tozawa misses a flying senton, and Dominic lands a frog splash and gets a 3 count. Afterwards, Judgment Day goes on to attack Tozawa until the Street Profits run out and Judgment Day leave the ring. So, yeah, I guess good outing for Dominic, and the Street Profits are now getting involved in the Judgment Day's
Right.
business. What do you think?
Nothing to say here. This is just a match to put Dominik Mysterio over. They don't give him singles matches very often at all. And Tozawa is a guy that Dominic Mysterio obviously can beat. Also, Tozawa is a guy that doesn't appear on TV. So this is just a simple match to put Dominik Mysterio over ahead in the singles division. Like I said, he doesn't compete very much, so this is just kind of a way to put him over. And there's nothing to say. I thought the match was stupid and boring, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I saw it
very
on YouTube the next
strange.
day. I
Well,
took a piss when I was actually taking a piss when this match was going on, so I didn't watch it.
oh wow, ladies, think about that. Christian taking a piss. Fun. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to tell you to come back because we are going to be taking our last commercial break and we have our triple threat main event. Stay tuned. We will be right back. Bye, y'all.
We're killing the game.
On the game with Christian. We're back live. Hi. Uncensored Wrestling Podcast. What's up, Christian? How are you doing,
Anthony,
sir?
how are you? I'm good. I'm good. We're killing the game like always.
You're
Top
doing good.
5% globally shared on Spotify. Killing the game. So
I
I'm
am
pretty fucking
the
good.
top five. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. I'm doing good because you're doing good. So we're at our main event, the triple threat match. Winner takes on Bayley next week. Alexa Bliss taking on Nikki Cross and the man, Becky Lynch, my lady. Uh,
Oh, that's my lady
Nikki
too. We
runs
might have
into.
to, hey man, we might have to fight for that championship for Becky Lynch because she's my lady.
Well, I mean, listen. How about we share her? Like,
If that's cool with Seth Rollins, then shit.
let's do it. Like as long as like we don't care. Like listen, I don't think you're nasty. As long as we are careful, I'm down with
As long
sharing
as
Becky
Seth, Ro-
Lynch.
as long as Seth Rollins doesn't current
Fuck
style me.
Seth. I'll take on Seth. He won't challenge me for the
Shout out
title.
Becky Lynch, man. She's awesome. I really, really
I
like her,
really
man.
like Becky, not
No,
just because of her
no,
looks. She's the
no,
bomb.
really. She's awesome. She's such
She's
a good
awesome.
freaking worker.
So Becky nails the jumping kicks in the corner to both women and nails a Beck splitter to cross. Nikki slams Becky's head into the apron and into the steps. Nikki lands a neck breaker to Bliss outside. Becky with a flying leg drop to cross and gets a 2 count. Alexa Bliss nails a cannonball to both women outside of the ring. Nikki nails a flying crossbody. However, Alexa stops it from happening. And Nikki nails a bulldog. And this is cool. Nikki crossbodies Bliss onto the apron. And then Cross has Bliss set up on the ropes, but Becky lands a double flying leg drop and gets a 2 count on Bliss. Becky lands a manhandle slam to Cross on the apron. That's when Io Sky and Dakota Kai come out, attack Becky, run her into the ring apron, and powerbomb the man through a table. And Alexa Bliss lands a twisted Bliss to Cross. 3 count next week. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Winner takes on Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair. With some help though of Damage Control, you can't, say that Becky, kind of stood a chance after that
Right.
power bomb through the table. So what do you think about Alexa Bliss winning and the match?
So I kind of had a feeling Alexa Bliss was going to win the match, just because if you notice, last week, she with her promo with Bianca, Asuka, and her, she was really looking at that title. Excuse me, I apologize, but she was really looking at that title, like as you saw. But the match was, it was a long main event match. I don't think the crowd was into it. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they just weren't into it. I don't know. I, I thought it was a good match. Um, I thought they would care more about the match if like Becky Lynch was in it. Because everyone wants to see her fight Bayley. So
Yep.
not if she was in it, but like if she won the match. Like I feel like because I want to see her fight Bayley. I don't know about anyone else. But it makes more sense for Alexa to win in the storyline. Um, you know, I get why they did it because Bayley's group costing Winna Lynch, so that should lead Lynch to seeking revenge. So that I can understand. Going into the match, I thought I thought Lynch was gonna win. I really did, but I guess this is just to build a rivalry with Bayley. Uh, Somehow Dakota Kai and Io Sky always get involved. It's kind of annoying. Bliss just capitalized on the situation and just won the match, but I kind of saw it coming because like I said last week, just Bliss looking at the title kind of gave it out. I don't Alexa Bliss has always been a good champion. She's been champion I think 6 times. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she's been champion so many times, and I think Bliss will win the championship. I think well I think Alexa Bliss is going to beat Bayley in the number one contenders match. I think Lynch will interfere with that somehow, just because Damage Control interfered with Becky. Um, and I think Bliss takes it all. I think she beats Belair, and I'm excited for it. I hope it happens because like
Dude, I
Bliss is a
agree.
really good champion. I just hope they don't do a whole character change on her again and make her go back to like that weird character. Because if she's champion with that character, no, that's not it. She needs
I
to go
miss the
heel.
goddess, man.
Yes, I missed the title on the back. I missed the guy. Yes,
You want me to do it? Let me see
absolutely.
if I can do it.
Do it.
Work because I don't know. Yeah, because it doesn't.
She's
Yeah.
so good when she does it.
Well, she has an
I I,
opportunity.
th I think she'll go
Bailey.
heel though. I think she'll go back to that. I really
I
do.
hope so.
I think she
But
will.
dude, I mean, don't forget we keep seeing this whole Bray Wyatt thing. So I don't know. I doubt the goddess is
I
coming
hope. We
back.
gotta pray, not we gotta
I
pray.
know. I know. Well,
But it
listen.
was a good match, man. It was a good main event. It could have been better. Too many interferes. I thought Lynch should have got the match, but Bliss getting the match is okay. And overall, decent Monday Night Raw.
I'm excited to see what's next. So tell me, the dragon, what was your MVP, moment of the night and shit like that?
My MVP was Alexa Bliss, just because she wins the main event and has a number one contender shot, but I'm gonna give the tie to Bayley too, just because she got a win tonight, and she had a good promo with Becky. So I'm gonna give it to the tie between Alexa and Bayley. And I thought the overall show, I would give it a 8 out of 10. Too much random things.
Yep.
That'd be my only complaint. For example, the whole JPL poker thing. A lot of it was good quality matches. Um, the winners for next week, it's gonna be good. It builds up a good Monday Night Raw for next week. And one more thing, I liked seeing Solo again pay tribute to his uncle Umaga. Um, so I hope he does that on the regular, and I'm excited for Monday Night Raw, man. Next
Yeah,
week.
man. Dude, I agree. Like that whole Samoan spike was cool. Alexa Bliss getting a title opportunity is cool. Bayley, I mean, getting an opportunity to get a title
Right.
opportunity. Bayley also getting that chance as well. Yeah, the man, what's to come with her and Rhea, that whole little face to face is really cool. That was the moment of the night for me, honestly, because I was just still like,
No,
oh shit.
absolutely.
Um,
That'd be second for me. My moment of the night was I would say I'm gonna say KO and Riddle just teaming up because I would never thought I'd see that. That's really unusual. And ever since Randy Orton's been hurt, Riddle's just kind of been teaming with random opponents, and it's fine. But like he had Bobby Lashley, he had who's his last one? Bobby Lashley, Elias, and
yeah.
now KO. So I mean, it's good, but
We'll see what happens.
we'll see
All
what
my friends
happens.
are stoned, and so am I. You know that song?
Yes,
There you go. All right. Well, I wish I was like that right now, and I will be pretty soon, and I'm sure you will too, Christian.
we'll see.
I hope so. It won't be a good night unless you are, right?
Uh, before I go to bed because I probably won't sleep. So if I don't,
Okay, see, I wish I could fall asleep like that. Yeah, doesn't make me
yeah,
tired.
I can't sleep for shit, man.
Me either. I have to take medication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want a medication. That's why I.
Well, I appreciate it, dude. You know what? You gotta do what you gotta do.
Hell
No
yeah, I
hate.
appreciate you having me on the podcast again.
Of
Like
course, man.
always, it's
Like
been
always,
fun.
again, number five. We're gonna
Number
categorize every
5.
single time. By the time we get to episode 100, we're gonna have a celebration.
Oh, let's do it.
What are you gonna do for the 100th episode? You have to say it right here on episode 5 on December 8th.
You're putting me on the spot big time, man.
I'll let you think about it if you need to think about it.
Yeah, I need to think about
I'll
that.
let
You
you
really
think
just put
about
me on
it.
the
I'll
spot.
let
That's
you
kind of
think
a
about
long
it.
time away.
You'll have to do a reenactment of your shock when you thought that it was your computer that was fucked up, and then you realized that it was fucking time. Yo, you got so
I saw
shocked.
you moving, and I was like, okay, he's moving. Like I know my computer's not fucked up.
And then you're like, oh shit. That's awesome. All right. Thank you everyone for
So,
listening.
what's next for the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast? I'm
What's
so
next
sorry
for
to cut
us?
you off.
No, you're fine. So we have our top 20 pay-per-view countdown, number 19,
SmackDown or
SummerSlam,
SummerSlam of 2000.
Smacky Down. Yeah, that's fine. SummerSlam 2000, yes, sir. Um, and we also have, I'm really bad at promoting my shit. I'm like, yo. Yeah, so we have SummerSlam 2000. We have our AEW Dynamite special coming up. Not special, but just episode recap.
It's always.
Um,
I feel like the AEW ones are always special just because I do them. Well, the last one I did, like I don't know. I don't know. AEW's just it's good right now, but like I feel like WWE, like don't get me wrong, like, WWE is doing it better right now. But AEW, they're having a lot of drama behind the scenes, so that's why it's so fun to cover the AEW.
Yeah,
It's so
Christian likes the soap opera-ness of it. He smiles, he gets all giddy. I learned that about you about the dragon. When you get excited about something, you do a big old smile. I do too.
that's
It's
how you
awesome.
know I am. That's how you know I'm excited about something.
Yes, come on, bitch. That's what I say. Come on, bitch. Anyways, yeah, so that's happening. We got the Slammy Awards coming up soon, but we'll talk more about that when I have the official date. We might do a Christmas special, which I'm hoping we'll do because I'm a big Christmas fan. Why not?
Hell yeah, me
And I'd
too.
love to talk about Stacy Keibler and her Mrs. Claus outfit and the special eggnog match. Why not?
Oh
Um,
man.
that would be fun to watch. So yes, we'll be coming at you guys with a lot of stuff. Christian will be with us for we'll see. Maybe if he gets past episode, we'll give the determining. He has like 7 episodes to get through. Who's this? Ooh. Sorry, my friend just tagged me something stupid, and I'm recording it. This is live. We are live, pal. um, yeah. So this is awesome. So Christian, you are the fucking
You
bomb.
are the fucking man, dude. I
You,
appreciate it like always.
dude, you rock.
You rock.
And I'm kind of high. Well, not really, but you just rock. And I
It's
feel
all
like
right, dude.
when I'm around you, you make me feel high. How about that? Is that a good has anyone ever said that? When I'm around you, you make me feel high.
I probably heard it in a song lyric, but I don't know if
Oh,
anyone said it
really?
to me.
Well, that's
Probably.
awesome. I'm the
Maybe.
first.
I could definitely
Okay.
find that.
Okay. Well, listen, I'll rock with that. You made me feel high, Christian. Um, and I feel, yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna go. Before we get any more, what's a good word for this episode, man? Outrageous, insane, spectacular, the most stupendous episode
That's the word.
in history.
Perfect.
Stupendous. Vince McMahon taking that stunner was not stupendous
That
though.
wasn't
That
stupendous.
was
That was
terrible.
awful. That was
And like
so bad.
it's really, really, dude, you've taken the stunner how many times and you fucking drop.
Right?
You
Oh
don't drop,
man. But if it
dude.
was anyone else selling that stunner, they would have got fired.
He looks so
If
stupid.
Kevin Owens would have stole that stunner wrong, he would have got fired.
Speaking of that, there's a new documentary coming out called The 9 Lives of Vince McMahon, I think on Vice. And I think
Oh,
it's gonna
okay.
be like all about like his shit. So get ready for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But
I didn't
we
know
are
that.
going to retire for the night. Do you have any last words, my friend?
Hey man, we're just gonna keep killing the game. You know where to find us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You want to see our beautiful faces, I highly recommend YouTube. So, we're killing the game and I'm excited to keep doing this and we'll see you for next time the next episode. WWF SummerSlam 2000.
Yes, that's coming your way. You rock. You guys rock. We all rock. And for those who are about to rock, we salute you and have a good night, y'all. Bye. Peace.
Later.